got the recording going, which is great. So I want to welcome everyone who actually showed up, even though the times are wrong. That's okay. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight, the ones who did take some time out of their evening to learn about group coaching success, because to be honest with you, this is really where all the money is actually made. And I'll show you some examples tonight of exactly what the numbers are and the numbers that I use to work less and make more money. And I'm doing more of this. In fact, I have 3 or 4 different group coaching models going out at the moment. So I've really tooled back my one-on-one coaching. I still do it, but I can be picky on who I want to work with. So I'm not like desperately chasing a client just to keep the bills paid. And we'll go over all of that and exactly what I'm doing. And I'll share with you some of my exact numbers that I'm making doing group coaching. So it will be really interesting for you to take. You don't have to do all 3 models, but you can take one of these and try it out. One of these will fit what you're trying to do. And you'll find that there's a lot more leverage and a lot more traction with group coaching than trying to chase a big client around. Leslie says, less people means more chances to win prizes, right? Actually, I don't even have any prizes, but, I'll give one out right before the Q&A. And I'll let somebody into my 4 weeks of my group coaching. We're talking about group coaching. You might as well see real group coaching in action and come to my Dream Alliance. So, Leslie, stick in there. Yeah, your chances are pretty good that you'll probably win something. But I love people how they always show up for my webinars, because I know that I'm always gonna be generous and give away some things. But I am your host, Colin Martin. This is part of my real content, real training series for 2015, where I really want to focus on money-making things that I use every day that I know work, instead of dabbling in what ifs and things that I don't really know work or that might be fleeting. Something like group coaching is not fleeting, and it's not a fad such as some of like social media kind of ads and these Twitter riches and make money with Pinterest. I guess you can do all that, but there's a learning curve to all that, and I want to get right to immediate results. You can start putting together a very simple group coaching program and start promoting it, and I'll show you exact numbers on all that. So we'll have a Q&A at the end, and I will be giving out a Dream Alliance membership prize, whole month of Dream Alliance at the end before the Q&A, so stick around. But I do want to ask you a question really quick, and I want you to identify with any of this. If you don't, then you may have not gone this far in your business, but it's very common. And I want to ask you if this reminds you of your business. Are you always chasing a big client or big clients to stay financially afloat? Are you trying to keep those clients happy so they keep paying you? Does your income level with your coaching or consulting or your training seem stagnant, like it's not growing, or you're working harder sometimes and you don't see any more money for it? Also, have you ever noticed that when you do have a client, no matter how great a relationship you have, some of them will eat up all your time. And if you're not careful about keeping track of your hours, they actually get into free time and other constructive time that you could be writing or speaking or finishing that book or building a product or doing anything with your business, or even just spending time with family or friends. Maybe you just want a break for a little bit and you want to make more income for less work. Now, who doesn't want that, right? So these models are exactly that, working less and making more, and we simply call it leverage. And a lot of the big coaches, such as Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki and all these people, implement these strategies to a certain degree, and they're not even the ones teaching the group coaching. Eventually, you can actually have like associates teaching your principles if you want to grow to that level. But that's something you can do later. So what is group coaching? If you've never heard about it, it's basically different than one-on-one coaching because you have more people and leveraging more time and multiplying your income. So successful coaches, like ones I just mentioned, have learned about leverage, and they're able to get more money for the time that they invest and they can multiply their income by teaching groups instead of dealing with just a one-on-one coaching scenario. So different than one-on-one personal coaching, group coaching utilizes, virtual technologies. Now, it's a fancy word for webinars like this, group, Google Hangouts, teleclasses, Skype. You can do it any number of different ways, but you can get more people in 1 hour and teaching them than you can just trying to deal with them all on a one-on-one basis. And also, what I find more interesting is that the group dynamic adds a completely different feel to it. And one-on-one coaching is nice, but even though you're building a relationship with that client, there's no sense of community. There's no networking opportunities. There's no extraneous help that you can rely on for people to interact with each other. So the community feel is what I like more about it than even the amount of money that I'm making on it. So you can deliver group coaching in a number of different ways. And I just mentioned a few, but webinars are really good. And you have to realize that just a few years ago, it was very difficult to do group coaching because these tools weren't in place. You didn't have 7 or 8 years ago, you didn't have webinars or Google Hangouts or Skype or any of that kind of stuff. So it was hard to actually get people together. But right now, it's a fantastic opportunity and a fantastic time to be able to teach a large group of people with visual dynamics, PowerPoint and videos and all the things that make up great modern internet marketing technology. It's good for you. There's also physical workshops, and I'll touch on that as well, and I do those as well. So I teach classes around different cities and in my own in the form of a live workshop, a seminar, or even a retreat, maybe in my home with a small group of people. So what's the difference between one-on-one? We all understand personal coaching. A lot of us are doing it. A lot of us haven't tried it yet, but we want to do it. And personal coaching, one-on-one coaching is great for a really high-level experience and building a great relationship with one person at a time. But for you as the coach, it's a time killer. The client likes it, but you're the one who doesn't have as much time to spend getting new clients or spend time doing other things because you're constantly chasing that account. That person is going to keep paying you every month. So for that coaching hour, let's say you charge $150 an hour to talk to somebody, and that's your standard fee. You'll never be able to raise that fee above that standard because no one's going to be willing to pay you $500 or $1,000 an hour unless you have a really big name for yourself. And but with group coaching, that goes up. So if one-on-one coaching is the only thing that you're offering at the moment, that model will keep you hunting and chasing those big clients just so you can stay afloat financially. And if that client happens to just stop all of a sudden, or they've reached a goal, or they get hit by a bus, you're out the money and you don't have anything backing up your financial situation. So again, you have to start looking around for people and chasing the client. Also, and I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the big client will actually, one who wants to invest a lot of time, will want more and more attention from you until you have no time for anything else. And also, you will almost be sick of it at times and wish you didn't have to keep dealing with this person. What if it's a trouble client? A lot of us take money because we need our coaching income, and the client's a pain in the butt, okay? And it's happened to me. It's happened to my other colleagues, and I'm sure it's happened to you. But you just can't drop somebody unless you can be choosy, but you can't be choosy unless you have a financial backing that lets you do that. Group coaching is something that nearly everyone can afford out there, which creates more availability for your particular target market. So we are as coaches and consultants, we have a calling to help people. That's what we're doing. We're helping people. And if we're not able to reach but one person at a time, what about the other 10 or 20 out there that maybe can't afford your hourly rate that need your help as well? You're leaving not just business on the table, but you're leaving helping people on the table. So sometimes we have to decide do we want to charge less so we can help more people? But then if we charge less, we don't have enough money. Group coaching solves that problem and gives people an opportunity. Group coaching also acts as a gateway product, and I love that word, gateway product, because you're actually getting paid while someone's in the coaching program, and they get to see more of who you are. They get a taste of mentoring, and they're available to see all your other products and service and get an idea of your coaching style. Very few people want to dish out $150 or $200 an hour and put that kind of risk up financially if they don't even know if working with you is something that's going to work for them. Group coaching is a cheap way to try it out for a week or two or a month and see if you're even worth your salt. And if you are, then people will want to move further into the program. So you don't have to do any free consultations. You can just invite people to a group coaching because it's cheaper and more affordable, and people can see your coaching style and whether it works for them or not. Members can also start forums and content sites and mastermind groups and Facebook groups and all this stuff and actually network and talk amongst themselves, which happens in my own group coaching. And that raises your chances of success. So when people are out there helping each other in the group, then that's above and beyond the time that you're putting in. And because they're becoming more successful, they'll make more referrals, which we all know is really the key to making money in coaching, getting the referral. And of course, there's just simply the numbers. So take a look at this. We talk about $150 an hour. We'll just say that's what, I'm just making a number off the top of my head. But let's just say that's what we charge as coaches out there. So you have a personal coaching client. They're paying $150 an hour for a call. So you'll never, for that 1 hour that you're spending, you can't really raise it up to 200 to 300 to 500 an hour because it'll price that person right out of the market. And you'll have a harder time finding clients that are willing to pay that kind of money. In a group coaching scenario, the multiplier makes more money per hour than you do now. So if you're just charging, let's say 100 a month for a group coaching scenario, you have 25 members in there. You have 4 1-hour calls a month, so it's 1 call for an hour a week. When you divide that up for that 1 hour on that phone call, you're making $625 an hour now. So your time is now been leveraged and multiplied above and beyond the regular coaching hour. And those people aren't even paying $150 an hour. They're actually only paying $100 a month, which lets in a lot more people for you to upsell other products. And that's the whole key to this. So you might be asking yourself, who am I and how can I teach to a group? How can I have a group coaching? Well, any expert in any industry out there, whether you're a weight loss coach, a tax preparer, a psychiatrist, a relationship person, like me, someone who's teaching business and consulting, anyone can benefit from a group coaching plan. Because if anyone hires you now to get your advice or talk to you, you can corral people into a group coaching. And group coaching is affordable and risk-free. And what that does is gives access to those prospects that in the past may not have been ever able to hire you as a coach. So now they have an opportunity to learn from you. You can also use group coaching in any industry as a continuing education or certification. I'm in a group coaching now for gemology. I've already gotten my gemology degree, but I pay for continuing education every year in a group coaching format. And I'm recertified as a appraiser gemologist from this school. So you can get involved in continuing education or certification scenarios in a group coaching sense as well, because you're an expert, you may be a professor, you may have a way to teach that kind of thing to people. Group coaching models are also very attractive to affiliates and joint venture partners, because they understand the value of the live call. So many joint venture partners out there are so sick of trying to promote these $97 products and these $297 products that no one ever watches. They buy the product and they stick it away somewhere, and they never end up watching it. And then they complain to the person who promoted it, the big joint venture partner. They say, well, I bought this product from you and your guest like 3 years ago, and I'm not making any money. Well, that's not our fault that you don't use what's in the product, but joint venture partners are getting kind of sick of that. They love the idea that in a group coaching situation that you're teaching and talking to people and you have a live Q&A where people can ask their questions to you, the expert. And that creates a very high value situation. People don't want another product. They just want to talk to you. That's what they want because they understand that it's hard or either brutally expensive to get access to some kind of business guru of any sort. So group coaching gives them an opportunity to listen to you and talk to you and ask questions. Other joint venture partners are understanding that the value of that is incredible, and they're willing to promote that to their group. So here's a couple of genius techniques that I would just want you to keep in mind before we get right into the 3 group coaching models here, is that I'm going to mention a lot of things about upselling because the group coaching fee that people pay is just the start of how you can make money with group coaching. Because once people get into a situation or a live situation with you where you're talking to them and teaching them things, they are prime candidates for upselling, whether it be into a retreat or whether it be into some products or services you have or even some one-on-one coaching that you want to continue with. All that is upsells. Also, as you teach a group of people month after month about certain techniques, they're looking to you for product recommendations and service recommendations that you use, and they know that they'll trust your opinion. So in my group coaching, the Dream Alliance that I have every Tuesday night, I suggest to my members, plus every client I have, I suggest to them that they get response, for instance, is the email program that I use that I really like, and I can help train them on it because I understand the system. So if they use another email program, I might not be able to help them. They don't have to buy Get Response, but I suggest that they do. And every time I do make a recommendation, I use my affiliate link. So I'm getting a 33% commission from every member and every client that I have each and every month. And they stay on it forever because once you have a list or an email list going, people don't want to get rid of it. So basically, that's $8.25 times every member times every month. So the 40 members that I have in my Dream Alliance times 12 is almost $4,000 extra dollars a year for absolutely nothing, but just referring people and recommending an email program and using my affiliate link. I also want to encourage members to create these mastermind groups. I want them to talk amongst themselves and network amongst themselves. And that's what I like about the community aspect. Not only can members go in and make friends and acquaintances and colleagues with the other people of the group, they can actually refer business to each other back and forth and make enough money to actually pay for the group coaching every month, which has been happening in my groups. So if you want a forum that's cheap and easy, just set up a private Facebook group and have your members talk over there. There's 3 powerful upsells that I want to outline for you. And just very quickly, you need to realize, and this is why group coaching is so important to you, that it's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of where the money's made. Prospects on a live call are the hottest leads for selling products and services to. More so than ads, more so than Facebook posts, more than any kind of email promotion, more than any kind of affiliate recommendations. If you just pitch products to people, they rarely take you up on it. But if you teach a group coaching every month and you offer products and services that you believe in, whether they're yours or someone else's, there's a higher rate of conversion on it for them buying those things because they want to use the products that you use. They want to be like you. They want to be successful. So a certain percentage of the group members are also ready to buy something more personal and comprehensive. So keep that in mind, and I'll show you exactly what that is. I also make available member-only resources and offer them at discounts to reward them for being a part of the group. They like that, but it encourages them to spend more money. And in all that, I actually make regular and consistent pitches during my group coaching to get people on board on other products and services. So don't be afraid to offer other products and services as upsells, even while people are paying every month for a group coaching program, because they're looking for added value and extra solutions, and they're looking for you to make the recommendation. So number one of the 3 most powerful ways to upsell your group members into a higher priced product. The one I like the most is called the accountability group. So an accountability group is nothing but an extra group coaching with just a smaller group of people when you put a limit on it. So let's say you have 25 people in your main group coaching, and a few of them are wondering to themselves, I wish he would offer something a little bit more personalized and a little bit more intensive. So I offer an accountability group, which is where I'll take maybe just 6 people, an even number, because then I want to pair them with a partner, an accountability partner, and I can charge more money for it because it's more individualized. So it's a smaller group, it's more personal, and it's a rewarding experience. More, not that the group coaching isn't a rewarding experience, but some people want to take a step up into a smaller, more intensive group. So let's say your basic group is $100 a month. Your accountability group would be $300 a month. And you can filter people from your main group into that smaller group. The second specialized upsell is to just offer services, like I just said a minute ago, provided by either yourself or another expert that you trust. People inside your group, of course, you're training them, and they're asking questions and they're interacting with each other, but they need things done for them, and they want to ask you who to turn to for it. So you want to be able to offer copywriting services, for instance, or video editing, or audio production, product management, office management, any kind of thing like that, even public speaking training, anything that you know that your group needs, you make an offer and say, hey, look, I have Jill Smith over here is a copywriter, and if you need any copywriting work done, I trust her, and she'd be more than happy to take you on board. Now, Jill, I mentioned her name because she's giving me a referral fee or an affiliate commission for pitching her product or service. So I'm teaching classes, but I have a whole stable of other experts to refer people to if need be, and I get the commission. The third good upsell is make regular and consistent pitches for your products and services or your mentor programs or retreats. You may not have any of this yet, but these are things that you want to develop. So I want to make sure that I'm trying to move my group coaching into a higher experience for them. So maybe I'll open my home up to 4 people in a weekend retreat. Maybe I'll start a year-long mentor program where I work with people kind of on a one-on-one or another group, but has a longer commitment. I may just want to be able to sell some of my big products and services that haven't been selling lately, but now I have a captive audience. So you can even make a live event in either the town where most people live in or your town, and people can fly out. Whatever it is, the purpose here is that you can upsell more exciting and profitable services to your captive audience, which is your group members. And that is one of the biggest factors of group coaching. So from here on out, don't think of your group coaching as just being the money is only in the monthly or weekly fee that they're paying. It's just the start. And the real coaches, the ones that make 6 and 7, some make 8 figures, know how to sell on the back end and have developed specific back end products and services just to sell to their group coaching members. So let's get to the good part here. The group coaching success formula, number 1, it's the one you're probably most familiar with. It's just a community group. It's a group of people that all meet every week, say on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, and you start talking about all the different things that you're going to train people on. And if your education's quite broad and your information can be stretched out for a number of months, people will stay in the program that long. And of course, if you want to teach topics that you don't know about, you can always have a guest come in. But the community is the one that works the best. It's where the people can get involved with each other. So there's an added benefit rather than just listening to you. It focuses less on education, even though you are educating them with certain training calls. But it focuses on networking, group involvement, masterminding with each other. So there's a living, breathing entity to a group coaching because of all the people involved, more so than just you talking. So you can hold this, say, once a week for an hour. Members get access to live training. They get to ask you questions. Then you can even dive in deep and put people in the hot seat. You can put people in member spotlights. You can do site critiques. You can critique their business models, their business funnels, their websites, any aspect of their business. And if you're a coach in a more personal level, like a relationship, you can get in and have conversations about how you met people and what went wrong during the dating and just all sorts of personal stuff. When you talk to a member of your group and you open up the line, the other members are actually learning from the questions that person's asking and the critiques that you're giving. So it's a double-edged sword in terms of benefit, because when you do put a spotlight on a member, everyone that's listening in that group will learn from those critiques. So that goes beyond webinars like this one and teleclasses where the participants are usually just listening to you and they may ask a few questions at the end and then it's over. There's no ongoing benefits. There's no community atmosphere. So a community group actively involves the members in networking opportunities that could even help make them money. If there's certain members of your group that can refer customers back and forth between the group members, then everyone can be making money within the group. So it's almost like a meetup or a networking situation. So simply, you can charge whatever you want for that, whatever you think your industry will bear. But we'll just take for our numbers, which I'll show you at the end here, the numbers. We're just going to say you're charging $100 a month. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The second kind of group coaching is a class. And it's a specific class with a specific topic and a specific time frame. And you might not have the kind of community built up or the email list where you can make a lot of money from that. But guess who does? These big guru people like Jeff Herring and Tom Antion, and people who have these gigantic lists can be approached by you for a classroom style group coaching. So every big guru has an email list, and they can create a group coaching plan where you're the teacher and you're guiding members to the success of a particular topic. You can use a curriculum style, so it starts kind of from a beginner to an advanced. You can actually make a beginner course for a couple of weeks and then even step up to an advanced course for a couple of weeks. You can get homework, get people to provide you homework. You can do grading. There's even situations where you might even offer a certification of some sort at the end. A little piece of paper you mail out. I get one from my gemology school. Tom gives them out for his internet marketing school. The good thing is that the big guru acts as a joint venture partner, and they're willing to make money off of this. So what they're doing is they're going to do the promoting of this class to their list. They collect the money. They do all the handouts. They have all the links to all the resources and supplies. And then all you do is show up each week and you teach the class. And then you split the money 50-50. So it's a win-win for everyone. So you don't even have to have your own list. You can go to people with a big list and just take your cut. Now, really quickly, I want to tell you what Tom and I have been doing. Tom Antion and I, we've had this internet marketing beginner and intermediate classes. They've been going on since last August. We had Tom charged $300 a month, so that's where I got that number from. We split it 50-50. So $300 a month, and the beginner class went on for 4 months. So that's $300 a month times 4 times 28 people that were in the course. So the numbers on this, break out your calculator. 300 times 4 times 28 is $33,000 that we made in a 16-week period, a 4-month period. I got 15,000. Tom got 15,000. All he did was send out a few emails and promotions and provided he opened up his membership site so people could get the recordings and whatnot and the handouts. And I just showed up every Monday night and taught a class on the phone for an hour a week for literally $1,000 an hour. Okay. So we made $33,000. Now, My list, would my list or my community, would I have gotten 28 people to pay $300 a month for 4 months? Maybe, maybe not. But I knew that Tom's would because he has 100,000 people on his email list. Who do you know that would love to promote you as a trainer on a particular topic to their group, collect the monies, and pay you for your work? Just think about that. So here's the numbers on this. 300 a month. You get 150. Guru gets 150, 1 hour a week. Formula number 3 is live workshops. Now, I've done all 3 of these so far, and the live workshops I like as well. You can teach live classes in your hometown or any town out there to small business people or anyone wanting to learn anything or improve their lives. In my case, it's teaching small business people to market and build their businesses, especially online. And I simply went to the library and rented free space out in my local library. And I would get people to just come one night a week for 90 minutes, just for 4 weeks. So I was teaching just 4 90-minute classes, and as soon as that month was over, I could start another month with a brand new group of people. I found these clients going to Meetup groups and going to networking events here in town. I went to business networking international events. I advertised in the local paper. I advertised on Craigslist. I had people refer for commissions to these live classes. You can call it a workshop. You can call it a rainmaker. I don't care what you call it, but you can get people to come to a live event. I actually used the library, and I've also used a conference room at a car dealership. The car dealership said, yeah, you can meet. Your group could meet here once a week on Wednesday evenings or something for 90 minutes because they want all these people to come through the showroom and see all the brand new vehicles. So there's opportunities out there to get free conference room space for a small group of people. I charge $200, one straight fee for 4 weeks for the people to come for 4 weeks. That's $200 a month per client. Let me show you the numbers on what I just did on here. So these are the exact numbers that I used and that I was making in all these situations. I've got formula number 1, which is my community group, and you charge $100 a month. You max it out at 20 clients. That's $2,000 a month for 1 hour a week of a webinar or a phone call. Formula number 2, this is the Tom Antion model that we just did, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of it now that I've got that under my belt. I can approach a lot of other people with it. 1 hour a week. It was on Monday nights at 7 p.m., which interrupted my football over the winter, but I wasn't complaining because I got $150 for each person. We had, you can get up to 40 people in one class or have 2 classes of 20. That's $6,000 a month. Formula number 3 was my local workshop. So I charged $200 a month. Well, just $200 one time for the 4 weeks. And I would simply have just 15 people in that conference room each month. And I was teaching them about internet marketing and business. That was $3,000 a month. So literally, that's $11,000 a month. And if you do it all year long and try to keep this thing going, you can times that by 12 and see that that equals $132,000 a year for literally 8 to 10 hours of work a week. You can see that there's only literally 3.5 hours of actual call or teaching time, but I figured there's always 5 or 6 other hours where you need to spend creating handouts and grading homework and fielding questions and things in your email. So we'll just call it 8, 10, 12 hours a week. But that's recurring income. And I want you to remember one thing here. This is just base group coaching money. We're not talking about accountability groups. We're not talking about upsells. We're not talking about selling people copywriting or video services. We're not talking about affiliate product commissions for products you recommend. We're not talking about selling them products or retreats or mentorships. There's no back end in these numbers. If you add the back end, you can literally double this number per year. That's why it was so important to talk earlier about upselling products and services to people in your group coaching, because this $132,000 a year is just a base. You could literally double or triple that depending on what kind of back-end products and services that you're selling. And remember, you don't have to actually be able to do the work. You can recommend or refer to another expert, and they will give you a referral fee or a commission for that referral. And you work all that out ahead of time before you start teaching your group. The one thing that you can do, and what I've done lately, is I can upsell people into a one-on-one coaching. Remember, we talked about one-on-one coaching being kind of a drag, and this is why we want to do group coaching. But it's not so much of a drag if you can get more money for your one-on-one, and you can pick and choose the best clients to work with, instead of just taking desperately every new client you can for an hourly call. You can pick and choose the ones that will have the most success for you and offer you the most referrals, and you can start charging more money. So if you would like doing one-on-one coaching, group coaching will help gateway that into a better experience for you with a higher hourly rate. You might be able to get $500 an hour for a one-on-one coaching call, but you can't charge that and risk it if that's all you have going. If you have the group coaching and you filter people and upsell them into that, one or two of those people may take you up on that. And once a few people do take you up on that, and you've established a $500 an hour phone call, then you can start getting more and more people on board for those prices. But you were able to raise that price because you removed the desperation factor. You know, I remember a time when I was taking $10 an hour and stuff for phone calls for coaching just because I needed the damn money, okay? And it was long before I came up with these group coaching models, and these are so much better, and it gives me a sigh of relief. And I want to explain one reason why I really do group coaching. It's not because of the money, it's because of the time, because I don't want to be a coach all the time. I want to start a jewelry business. I want to go to school for gemology and things like that. I want to do shows where I sell my pearls and my diamonds. This is what I like to do. That's what makes me happy. Okay. I don't want to spend 50 hours a week talking to people on the phone if I can help it, because I'd rather teach in a group coaching, because I have more time now to do something that I really love to do. Not that I don't love talking to people and helping people, but sometimes there's something out there that you may love to do even more than working all the time. So this is an opportunity, and being transparent for you tonight, this is why I started group coaching, because I wanted more time to sell jewelry. Okay? So there's all sorts of reasons why. It could be the money for you. It could be reaching more people. It could be doing something other than working. But group coaching solves all those problems. So I have a success challenge for you, and I want you to think about a group coaching model. I want you to sit and jot down your ideas. I'd love for you to email me some of your ideas that you have about a group coaching model. It can be one of these. It could be all three. It can be one or two. It can be variations of all this. You can charge whatever you want, whatever you think your industry or target market will bear. And you can become very successful. And I'd love for you to write me and tell me what you'd rather be doing than even coaching. If you ski or surf, I mean, it doesn't matter. That's very cool. But your challenge here is to devise a group coaching model. So teaching to a group will net more income than one-on-one coaching. So you want to approach it with that. Just devise a way to come up with a monthly fee that is affordable to a larger group of people, but multiplied by 10 or 20 will be far more than you're making per hour now. Teaching more clients per hour also frees you up to do more time, or frees up more time to develop products which are profitable. Writing books, all of us are in the middle of a book, and we're not done with it yet. I know a friend of mine, 3 years, has been writing this book, and I'm like, dude, are you ever going to finish it? Speaking is fun. You know, you can be a paid speaker, a fee-based speaker, but you have to practice. You have to get out there and do a lot, or just doing what you want to do. Also, don't be frightened, and this is a common fear that we have, that group coaching will keep clients from having a personal experience. It actually is more dynamic because there's more opportunity to work with other people just like them than one-on-one coaching does. Well, one-on-one coaching is very clinical. It's very stale sometimes, and you're just talking, and this person's just writing things down, and it's like ho-hum. Once it's over, it's like see you next week. Okay. There's actually a big personal experience with a group coaching. So that's a misnomer to think that the group takes away from the personal experience. And like I pointed out, group coaching has a higher upsell rate or a higher conversion rate for selling other products like retreats and mentor programs and other services than any other marketing technique out there. I'm an internet marketer. We sell ads. We do email promotions. We do pitch style webinars. We do everything. And selling to a group coaching has had the highest conversion except for one thing. And that's speaking at a gigantic event where people paid a ticket to see you. And there's like a spotlight and a rock band and dancing girls and refreshments and all this. People love that. But I don't get invited to speak at major events maybe once a year. So I'm not making a whole lot of money from that. So group coaching is your ticket really for upselling. So I want to talk to you a minute before we get to the Q&A. And I want to ask you if you need help with any of this group coaching, if you've been thinking about it, you've been tossing these ideas around, or do you need help with any part of your online business? You know that I was Tom's Antion's marketing manager for 7 years and also as head instructor of the Internet Marketing Training Center. Totally qualified to help you with any part of your business, not just group coaching, but group coaching would be nice. There's sales funnels, there's list building and community building strategies, copywriting, newsletter and autoresponder writing. I can help people with videos, video editing, video critiquing, developing new products, social media strategies, pay-per-click strategies, just building a better and higher converting website, blogging, SEO, you name it. I've done it all. If you need any help with any of this, I want to introduce to you very quickly before the Q&A what's called the Online Freedom Package. And the Online Freedom Package is built just for you, for me to help you solve the problems and release the stress and give you the freedom to really learn how to make money online like I have. And group coaching has been a huge part of that. With the Freedom Package, what that consists of is 30 full days of unlimited emails that you can write me. And that's at a private email address. So it's not even going to get mixed up with all my other clients. It's just going to be just for Freedom Package people only. That's 3. You also get 3 60-minute consultations with me. Those are laser-focused calls where we can talk about whatever part of this business you're having problems with and move you forward in a step-by-step formula to succeed with it. And you can use that over a 30-day period of time via phone or Skype or whatever it is that you like to use best. I would also give you a full-service business website critique screen capture video, which I think many of you've seen, where I go through your site with a screen capture for 30 minutes and show you everything that's wrong with it and how I would fix it for you. And you will also get as a bonus 4 weeks of access to my Dream Alliance, which is my own personal group coaching. And if you want to see group coaching in action, I can help you set up your own group coaching, and you can spend 4 weeks in mine to see exactly how it's done. And all this is just a one-time payment of $97. You get all 30 days of access to me, 3 one-hour calls, 30 days of email, and the business website critique, all $97. I got it because this is so time intensive, and I don't want to dilute the consultations that you and I would have. I need to limit this to 12 people because I offered this last week and got a bunch of people signed up. So now I can only offer it to 12 because I want to have a decent personal experience. I want to help you move forward with this group coaching. I believe in it that much, and I know that you can do it too and hit those exact same numbers. So you can if you want to take me up on this, you can go to expertwebwriting.com/yes. expertwebwriting.com/yes. And you'll just simply pay a one-time non-recurring fee of $97, and you have 30 days start with your first phone call. And then you don't have to start it this month. You can wait till April or May or whenever you're ready to start. I will honor that entire 30-day of full mentoring. Now, why am I offering something for $97 like this and for such a cheap price? And the reason is some people have wanted to work with me and either haven't had the chance, didn't feel like they were ready, or couldn't afford my normal coaching fees. So if they want to talk to me for 3 hours and get an idea of just how great I am of a coach, and if you want to discover that for yourself, you can pay this one-time fee and we can work and solve your problems, and we can release and give you the freedom, release the fear and the strangulation you're having with your online business, and give you the freedom to make real income. I will identify all the best ways that you're already doing in your business and accelerating them. Maybe for the first time ever, you may see things in a way that can make you real money online, and you can work with me, just $97. So I want to open it up to the Q&A, but really quickly, I want to pick somebody for inclusion into my Dream Alliance group, and this will be starting on the 24th. And what's really cool is about my next Dream Alliance, it's called YouTube Secrets and Hacks. It's how to get great views with YouTube through all these wild secret techniques that nobody knows about. So right now I'm just going to pick at random, I guess. It's always the best way to do it. Well, you know, Leslie started really early here with the I hope that I win a prize thing, and it reminded me that, you know, I will actually give somebody the prize. So Leslie, I'm going to give you the prize if you're still there. I'm going to go ahead and write your name down on Notepad. It's Leslie L. Lajes. And you'll get 4 weeks of the Dream Alliance. Anybody else out there want to try that, that'd be great. Nancy says she's interested, but if I'm not mistaken, Nancy's already in my Dream Alliance. But I do appreciate the enthusiasm. And hey, Nancy's great. She asks a lot of great questions, and people are learning from each other in these groups. That's why it's great for you, and it's great for me as well. Nancy says she's moving to the Milwaukee area sometime this spring. I would wait till spring, that's for sure. Yvonne says, I'm moving to another country in 2 weeks and would love to cut the time I spend coaching and increase my income. Well, that'd be great. I'd love to, I'd work with you whenever you need to, Yvonne, so if you want to take me up on that, this would be a great way to move forward with any part of your business. Leslie says, thank you. I'm usually working and can't attend live, but I'm on vacation, so I could attend today. That's great. But good thing about group coaching is you always offer recordings and handouts of all the material, so you're actually able to learn whenever you want. And then, of course, I have a private Facebook group where people can make friends with each other and talk to each other and get in there and even make referrals, business referrals to each other. So you don't have to be there live, but I'll let you in anyway, Leslie. So Leslie's got it. Does anybody else want to join my Dream Alliance for an invitation here? 4 weeks. I'm giving this away as a prize. Okay, this is a prize. So we haven't gotten to the Q&A yet. This is a free prize, 4 weeks to my group coaching, and you can say, heck yeah. Or you'll also get it if you want to work with me with the consultations as well. So if you have any questions, Nancy's got a question that said she had, or it's a statement, I guess. She said she had a training session at the library yesterday on Windows 8.1, and she showed them video tutorials that she had made, and they loved it. Very good, very good. There's all sorts of great ways to do group coaching. I loved the live workshops, Nancy, and I'm constantly doing the live workshops. I guess I'm like a ham, and I really like to stand in front of people and like look really good, you know, taking a drink of water. And so I love the live workshops. And of course, when I do the live workshops, I might have like 13 or 15 people. I've had up to 20 in there before. And sometimes they're free and sometimes they're paid. And actually the formula, kind of the funnel, I guess, that I use for workshops is I'll go to a meetup group. I'll look up a meetup group in my area, say like a small business or online business meetup group. They may have like 40 members, and I come and speak for free at the meetup group for say like 45 minutes. So I do a presentation on an online business or a website or whatever. And then I make the actual pitch then and there, or I collect the business cards and then I make the pitch later, or I call them on the phone and say, hey, look, I saw you at the meetup group event. would you be interested in a paid 4-week workshop where I can get more in depth and help you with this business? And they go, heck yeah. So I get a couple people to come, pay the $200 at the library, teach a 4-week. And at the end of the 4 weeks, I will get them into a group coaching so that I can still teach them in an affordable manner for continuous education for month after month after month. So I'm actually going from the live workshop into the virtual group coaching workshops and keeping people in my fold. Nancy says all this was free to them. That's fine. But now I have a product to sell and I need some help to make the videos sellable. Definitely can help you with that. You've sent me a few videos, Nancy, for critiquing, and I really enjoyed them, and I think they're going to be really good. So I'm really proud of you about that. And always think about products. And everything's a product to me. Some people tell you that every conversation is a sales conversation. Well, everything that I do, including this webinar tonight, I'm recording, and it's always a product that I can sell later. So I'm always thinking like a chess game ahead a few moves, knowing that everything I do and everything that I record is eventually could be a product that I can sell. Yvonne says, I've had pretty good success with live paid LinkedIn workshops. Very good. And also free live workshops. Also speak at meetup groups and usually make an easy yes offer. Exactly, Yvonne. And I know a lot of people doing that. There's a LinkedIn strategy person in this town, a friend of mine named Dawn. And she goes to a lot of meetup groups and just accumulates a lot of business cards and gives like these little 5-minute elevator or 30-second elevator pitches and these little 5-minute presentations and whatnot. And it's all to get people to pay it's actually just a one afternoon for $100 LinkedIn training presentation. So it's 8 hour on a Saturday and she's charging $100 for what she calls a LinkedIn Powerball session. So I was charging $200 for 90 minutes a week for 4 weeks, but she's charging $100 for 8 hours. So it might equal out at the same time, but she can do this every weekend in a different city. So it's really kind of cool. Leslie says, I love doing live workshops, but have trouble getting signups. Going to meetup groups and speaking is a great idea. Thanks for this and all the gold nuggets. Well, I appreciate that. That's what I like to give out. And it's a perfect word for it, Leslie, is gold nuggets. Little bits of information that you can take with you that you can implement either right now or this weekend that can help change the course of your online success. Nancy also says, I've been thinking about that and like the idea you shared to use the conference room at a car dealership. Yeah, my library, one of the libraries lets me in for free, and the other one wants $25 an hour. So the car dealership, they're not using the conference room. They use it maybe a couple times a week for like training to their own employees, but otherwise it's just sitting there. And they would love to have, 20 or 30 people a week coming into the car dealership, bypassing all the beautiful new Ford Fusions and whatnot. Because if you walk past the car salesman and you even happen to glance at that car, you know how that happens, where that can lead. Nancy says, my library will not allow you to sell anything. Yeah, so I would start looking, Nancy, we've talked about that, to a place where they don't have restrictions, because selling from group coaching or live workshops is definitely the ticket that you want to do. Bon says, what tool do you use to record your live trainings? Colin, well, the live trainings, basically it's just a camcorder. So I rarely record the live trainings because there's a little bit of the logistics to it, but every webinar and every phone call and every group coaching call and everything that I do online, of course, is easily recorded because every webinar and teleclass all provides recording, and those can be turned into products. But I have on occasion, when I can get somebody out for a live workshop, to just set up a camcorder, and I actually have a little wireless lapel mic that's only like $25 from somewhere on Amazon, and the lapel mic doesn't actually have a PA, so it's not like projecting my voice over to the audience. It's only a small group so they can hear me, but it's making a perfect audio recording into the camcorder. So the camcorder's got a little jack going into it, a mic jack with a little wireless antenna transmitter. So we just set up one tripod and we just let it roll, and then I teach my class, and those are great, and I can edit those later, and and turn those into products, even DVDs. So it's really kind of cool. Jack, hey, Jack, I haven't seen you in a long time. Jack Thomason, he says, hi, Colin. Jack Thomason's here. Tom's mentee. Absolutely. I do remember you. I think I had the wrong time. Sorry. Are you doing a replay? Yeah, I'll be doing this again probably in 2 or 3 weeks, but I will be sending out the recording tomorrow along with the slides here, because the slides on this thing are invaluable, because these are where all the formulas are. So you can use the slides from this presentation all next week. And you can use these to get an idea of how to devise your own group coaching. You can follow the formulas. You can think about the back end products. You can think of the prices you want to charge. You want to think about how you can deliver. All this is called a group coaching setup. You also need a website, just a WordPress site or any place that you can create some hidden pages where you can hide the recordings. And so that group members always want past recordings. So you want to make sure that you're recording all your group coaching and the handouts and putting them in some place, just a simple page that's hidden that people, that you give the address to, that your members can go in and watch or download. There's a place you can put resources and stuff just for them as well, like affiliate links to different products and services. So you're constantly selling and you're constantly providing a resource section for your members. That's part of the benefit of being in a group coaching program. And let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, if you have any more questions, pop them in so we can get going. I apologize for the time mistake. I I set 7 p.m. Eastern, and then somehow it's in the GoToWebinar, it scrolled to Alaska time or Pacific time. So it said 11 in all the registrations. So, and I tried to change that at the last minute. So I apologize for that, but I will be definitely replaying this again for all the people that missed it. Plus I'll be sending out the, I'll be definitely sending out the replay tomorrow. Jack says he thought he was at 11. Yeah. Okay. I'd like to do 11. I'm such an insomniac. I might as well just move my webinars from 11 to midnight, but I don't think anyone would show up. So, Jack says, yeah, he's laughing. He thought I was starting to market to a different crowd. Yeah, I can see why you'd think that. It's called the Insomniacs Club or the Maxwell House members or something like that, because we're all jittered and wired out and we're all up wanting to learn about group coaching at midnight because, hell, there's nothing else to do. You can always be like Vicky and drink a lot of wine and, you don't want to be that kind of person. But Matt says, if you have a small list, how do I get started? Well, that's perfect, Matt. And if you do have a small list, if it's nurtured properly, even a small list could provide 10 or 12 people all paying $100 a month or something for a group coaching, and they'll pay it every month. And I know a few people that had a small one of only like 600 or 700 people, but they had a decent relationship and they sent out regular newsletters, but they just weren't selling anything to anyone. And is actually a client named Dr. Dorothy. She only had a couple hundred people, and she'd lost a lot of people doing a mail program list transference. So we tried to get them back, but really she only had 600 people, maybe an open rate about 25%. So really there were only about 150 people that actually even read the newsletters. So we were working with 150 people and trying to sell something to them. And I said, well, don't just sell them some kind of $20 ebook or some kind of product like you've been doing. Let's try to get them into a group coaching. So we created something called Seize the Dream group coaching. And she helped people one-on-one in a group coaching atmosphere here and talk to them individually at each class, each group. She'd pick another member and they'd open up the mic. And she was trying to get people to realize their dreams in life, whether it was moving to a different career or transitioning into a career or dealing with empty nest syndrome or losing weight. She was just a life coach. She ended up getting about 17 people paying $150 a month out of that 150 people. And we promoted it over a couple of weeks, but that's a lot of money. That's like $2,500 a month for 1 hour a week. And she's got 100 hours a week to do whatever she wants. And she goes out and does speaking and whatnot. So really a list doesn't have to be that big because you're not trying to sell hundreds and hundreds of these things. You're just trying to sell 10, 12, 15, 20, to get started. Not only that, Matt, you can also use formula number 2, the big guru curriculum formula, and go teach something to another group or a forum group or an association or something like that and let them promote your class that you're going to teach to their list. They might have 5,000 or 6,000 people on an email list or a newsletter subscriber list. And that might be a really profitable way. So you don't have to have your own list to actually make money with group coaching when you follow formula number 2. Katie says, have you had good success with advertising in newspaper for live events? Actually, that was probably the least converting, to be honest with you. Katie, I advertised in Craigslist and actually had more respondents on Craigslist for whatever reason, because people search online for stuff like that. They don't really look at the paper. And so I did put blurbs in the paper, but it was hard to track in the paper, or it was hard to track where they came from when it came from the paper. When it was Craigslist, I sent them to like a survey or a place where they could sign up at what I call Eventbrite. And Eventbrite, you can either charge tickets or you can give them away for free, but it fills out a registration. So in Craigslist, I said, here, click on this link, get a free ticket or a paid ticket to this workshop. And it went through Eventbrite. And then I got all their information and credit card information and everything, and Eventbrite processed the payment and the whole 9 yards. So I knew where they were coming from. Then, of course, when I'd go to meetup groups, I'd collect business cards or try to sell people right then and there. And that had the highest conversion for the live workshops. So that worked really well. Jack says, you're looking good in your photo. Thanks, I appreciate that. That's all the 4 months of wilderness where I lost weight and lowered my blood sugar and got a nice tan and walked 6 or 8 miles a day up these huge mountains in the Smoky Mountains. And I don't look like that anymore, man. I'm looking really sickly lately, so I could use some help out there. Jack also says, nice that you're still doing this, Colin. Congratulations. I'm still working it too. Well, that's good. Yeah, Jack and I go back a long way, man. We met in 2007 and then met personally in 2008 out in LA. So it's been a long time, dude. And I appreciate you being here tonight for real. And Jack's a good guy and is really smart. And he knows a lot about putting up mastermind groups. So he already has an edge in terms of getting people together and networking. Matt says, where do you promote a seminar? If it's live, I do it at meetup groups and networking events because they let you come in and teach a free class or something for half an hour. Every time I contact Matt, a meetup group, I just contact the admin person and I go, hey, I'd love to talk about making a better website. Well, everybody in the world wants that. So, of course, they email out to their members of Meetup, and they get like 30 or 40 people all cramming in this Meetup group where they usually meet at. So I'm not even having to put that information up. And I come and I bring some slides, do a PowerPoint on my laptop on a projector screen. I show some videos. I look at a website and say, here's what a good website is supposed to look like. And then I ask someone to say, well, to give me the address to their website. We put it up there and I critique it and break it apart. And then people will go, well, I need this guy. So, and then I pitch something right there at the end. So, meetup groups love content and they love people coming in and teaching content because what else are they going to do? You know, some meetup groups I've been to, we all just sit around eating Mexican food and really no business going on. And that's not very constructive. Richard says, do you create your own meetup groups or do you mostly speak at other people's groups? Well, it's a great question. I mainly speak at everyone else's meetup groups, but I'm coming out with a huge new group coaching model that's launching next month with a friend of mine and my business partner up in Boston. And she has started her own meetup group called Small Business Consultants and Coaches of New England. Okay. So she thinks she's going to get, and I believe her, maybe 100 or 200 members into this thing. And she'll meet every week or every 2 weeks. And she's designing and creating this meetup group just to filter people into our group coaching program. So she can probably make some money with the meetup group and her own meetup group, but she's devising it with the intent of getting people to join the virtual group coaching, our group coaching, which is great. So on her end, she's recruiting people into her own meetup group. And on my end, I'm speaking to other meetup groups. So actually, it's very split down the middle of how efficiently that works. There's, on your part, though, if you're trying to start a meetup group, it's a lot of work. It's much easier to just go speak at one. So that was a long-winded answer to that. Nancy said, You said, so you said Eventbrite collected the info and the payment. How did you get the money from Eventbrite? It's got its own processing, and it's just like Google Wallet or something. And I can explain that to you. It's a little complicated, but I can explain that to you, Nancy. You can email me tomorrow, and I'll show you how that works. You can also hook it up to PayPal and a bunch of other stuff. So there's a number of different options for Eventbrite. And Jack says that I look great from being out in the wilderness, and I need to take Tom Antion with me next time. That's funny. Yeah, he could use some fresh air, man. He sits around too much, you know. What are you going to do? Jack also says, are you using Webinar Jam with Google Hangouts? I am not. Um, Google Hangouts, people love them. I haven't been able to figure it out right yet. I'm missing something. So I'm not the person to come to if you want to hire me as a coach, even for this $97 unlimited monthly coaching here. I'm not the one who's going to be able to do anything with Hangouts with you because I just don't get it. I tried it a couple times. I got really frustrated. Then I got all my teeth pulled, Jack, because I got dentures, and that's a long story in itself. But I wasn't looking really all that great because of the missing teeth. So Google Hangouts wasn't really exciting me all that much. Now that I got my permanent set and I look really hot, you know, I'm going to reevaluate Google Hangouts. Webinar Jam was great. Webinar Jam was fantastic. Great piece of software. But the Google Hangouts part was throwing me off. So I'm going to actually have to hire my own little bit of coaching. Someone show me how to do that. One of you out there want to show me that, I'd be open to that. Yvonne says, Colin, can you share just a little more detail about teaching other people's material? I haven't actually taught anything that wasn't my own material. I was teaching my material to other people's groups. So maybe that was a misunderstanding there. But obviously I can't really teach something I don't know about. So what I'm doing is I have my classes, I have my training materials, my handouts, and I either teach them to my community or I have a joint venture partner promote that class to their community. So I don't have to have a list. I don't even have to have but just a website that's been up 3 days. I don't have to have a list. I don't have to have any other way of making money. All I have to do is be an expert and be able to sit down at in Word or something and create a really short 2-page handout. And that's all you have to do. You create a handout, bullet points for them to follow along. You have a webinar or a call. Someone else does the promotion. That's it. So Richard says, thank you. He's got to get ready to teach now. Richard's a teacher. He's teaches English as a second language out in the California area. And thank you for being here tonight, Richard. I want to thank everyone here tonight to be here on this snowy evening because you're serious about your business. And I know that if you're learning about group coaching, you're serious about teaching to a larger number of people and making more money in less time. And that's exactly what we want to do with group coaching. It will work for you. It can work for anyone. This isn't weird, highbrow, highfalutin, very complicated stuff that's very labor intensive. It's very simply you teaching a group of people differently and more dynamically than just in a one-on-one coaching that you might have been doing now. Or even if you haven't done one-on-one coaching yet and you've been thinking about it, I would put that off and do a group coaching first and filter people into a one-on-one coaching where you feel like you have more control over that situation. Because after doing one-on-one coaching and knowing very many people that do that all the time, we're all a little burned out on it. We're all very tired of it. We're all a little looking for something a little bit easier with more money per hour that gives us more chances for upselling. And group coaching is how it's done. Katie says, great stuff as always. Thank you, and I thank you for being here. June says, any suggestions for finding experts to co-host? I have found some aren't receptive as they think you are taking advantage of the list they have or will only work with you if you have a similar sized list. It can be a little bit challenging, but it really depends on the level of expertise. For instance, for my group coaching, I'll have a guest in, and usually it'll be on a topic that I'm not quite up to speed as I'd like to be. So let's say I want to have a guest for my group coaching to teach about Facebook. ads or something like that. There's always somebody out there that knows what they're doing and are very good at teaching, but yet still just don't really have the list or don't really have the they're just not as famous as and egotistical as everybody else, to put it bluntly. And they're willing. There's plenty of people willing that know what they're talking about, willing to come in, even to a small group, and just teach just to get the word out. What people like is they like to be recorded. So I always record it, and I give those people a recording, and they can use that and they can put it on their own site. They can extract part of what they said in a transcript and create blog posts for a book. There's always some advantage for someone to co-host. And for you, you got to be careful that there's people out there that do want the same list, or they want to sell a commission, and then if they're not making that money because your group isn't that big, then they're going to get all mad. There's plenty of opportunities, and I've done it a million times, where people are looking for smaller fish in a bigger pond that still know what they're talking about. And Facebook is the place to do that. If you can look at Facebook groups and you join a certain group, there'll always be a number of people that you can reach out and message on Facebook and say, hey, I see that you wrote an ebook and you're kind of teaching about ebook formatting. Would you like to have you speak to my group? And most of them usually say, yeah, sure, why not? If you run into somebody that, is going to be egotistical and highfalutin, well, you move on. And of course, making yourself available by going to a group on Facebook and saying, hey, I know about ebook formatting, and I'd love to talk to your group about it just free of charge, just to get my name out there. And some of those people might contact you later, and you might be able to make clients out of them. Okay, so there's a number of different scenarios, and it's a very good question, June. I appreciate that. Nancy says, audio died. Sounds back on. Okay, great. I hate rambling on and realizing that the audio cut out. All right, I appreciate it being here. I got a really bad cold again. And please don't tell anybody out there that's going to get mad. There's people that have offered all sorts of organic cures and psychic cures and all sorts of stuff. And I usually say, no, just don't worry about me. I'll be fine. And then every time I get sick, they go, I told you so. So don't tell anybody. But my voice is going, so I'm going to get out of here. If you have any questions about group coaching, email me at videopower@live.com. Watch for the recording tomorrow with the handout. You can use the handout as your template for your own successful group coaching. Roberta says thank you. Jackie says thanks. Great webinar. June says thank you. Nancy says thanks, Colin. Great. I appreciate everyone being here tonight. So if you want, again, let's go over really quickly. The 30 full days of unlimited emails at exclusive email address. Also 3 60-minute laser-focused conversations with me about any topic on earth over a 30-day period. That's 180 hours if my math, or 180 minutes if my math is correct, of consultations with me. And also the website critique plus 4 weeks of access to my own group coaching, my high-level private group coaching. Well, it's only $97 over at expertwebwriting.com/yes. You can buy it now and put it off till later. I'll honor it for all the rest of the year. So if you want to jump on this and save your seat and not start the conversations till April, May, that's fine. You can start tomorrow. I don't really care. That's all fine with me. It's up to you. That's why it's called the Online Freedom Package. So I'm not going to, the freedom is in finally getting the chance to talk to somebody that can really help you move forward without spending a ton of money or not feeling like you're getting anything out of it. So I'd really appreciate if you want to work with me. I'd love that. And so it's a great opportunity. Tell your friends about it too, and I'll be sending out the recording tomorrow. So everybody have a great week, and I'll see you next Thursday. I think I'll have some other topic. I don't even know what yet. I don't dream of these things usually till Monday, but it'll be great. So don't miss it. Just check your email, check the newsletters when they come out, and I'll have the correct times this time so everyone won't miss it. All right, everybody have a great weekend and enjoy themselves.